Okay, so this is our first 24 hours, first 24 hours of wearing the little sensors.
Yeah.
So we're going to give our initial impressions and kind of initial aha moments or stuff that we've noticed already, right? So what about you? What have you noticed within the first 24 hours of using these little sensors?
I'm surprised at how little it like impedes in my life. Like,
Yeah.
I mean, I guess I didn't know what to expect, and I'm pleasantly surprised that I don't even feel it, don't even notice it. So that's really nice. It just like doesn't even affect my like day to day. But I think the thing that's the most fascinating is like I want to scan it. Like I want to keep
Yeah, you keep
seeing
being like,
what.
let me see what's going on in there.
Yeah, like I'm like super interested. So it doesn't feel like something that's a drag. It doesn't feel like, and maybe the novelty will wear off over time.
It's
but
super
for
easy.
Now, I'm just
you
like
take your phone and you tap it. It's like boom, and it zips it in. So
Yeah.
one of the things I guess that to point out too is as you're going through the app here, it develops like a score, a metabolic score for the day. So you kind of see like, okay, how good am I doing? And you know, everybody's going to be different, but the whole point is that you're trying to improve that score. And then it also scores you for every meal you've eaten and like the exercises you've done.
Yeah, so you have one app that tracks the data that you scan, and you have one app, the Levels app, that is where you put in your food and any other notes and things of throughout the day. And that's the one that takes the data that you're using from the other app and converts it and makes sense of all the information. So I think for me, I found that my natural, this kind of stuff I've eaten, all right? Okay, so yesterday we put it on, and then we went out and got Chick-fil-A.
Right out of the gate.
Our normal orders. Because I was like, I really want to know, like, what does this do? And they grade, so you scan your arm, then you eat your food, and you take a picture of what you're eating, which is super easy. You don't have to put in amounts. You don't have to do anything like that.
But it flags and it says, okay, from that point, what was your glucose level? And then it looks again at what the point was like 2 hours after you ate it.
Yeah.
And it sees how much transition has happened. And then it scores that meal.
Yeah, based on that.
Out of 10. 10 being awesome.
Yes.
1 being that's not a good meal for you.
Yes. So anyway.
What was Chick-fil-A for you?
Chick-fil-A for me, which is a 3-count strip meal and fries and a Chick-fil-A sauce packet and a diet drink. Anyway, was a 6 out of 10, which was actually surprisingly, I mean, they classified it as a red, so it's like red, yellow, or green, so it's still not great, obviously.
But not as bad as maybe you thought for Chick-fil-A.
Which I thought maybe it would be like a 3.
So I had Chick-fil-A too. I had a sandwich, a spicy chicken sandwich, some fries, and a drink. I wish I would have known what my score is, but I don't. The reason why is because on the first day, I had a snafu where I was walking and I bumped up against the door frame and somehow nailed my sensor right on perfectly on the groove, and it ripped it right out of my arm. It didn't hurt.
Which doesn't feel like anything because
the only thing that hurt was the only thing that hurt was the hairs getting ripped out of my upper arm from the sticker.
That's probably true.
But then I got to see what it looked like, and it was a little needle kind of thing that was floating around.
Again, it's not a needle.
It's like a little thread. Anyways, it yanked out of my arm on the first day, so I had to put my tail between my legs and contact the people, say I ripped it out of my arm on the first day, because you're not supposed to. It's a one-time use. You can't put it back in.
Yeah.
Once it's yanked out, you can't put it back in. So I had to put a second one in. But I lost all that data on the first day, so I don't know what my Chick-fil-A.
We're gonna have to go to Chick-fil-A again.
So we gotta go to Chick-fil-A again.
Anyway.
But anyways, the point that I started to notice was, for me, initial impressions was my days are pretty. Your percentage is way better than mine right out of the gate. You're like 80-something% on your day. Your metabolic score.
No, well, yesterday I was like 70-something.
Well, I'm at a 50. So you're already destroyed. And what I'm noticing right out of the gate, so there's a line. Horizontal is what you want. These spikes right here, you don't want. So if anything that spikes up, that means bad. So for me, I spiked up in the middle of the day. I also spiked in the middle of the night last night for some reason. I don't know why. So that'll be interesting to see. So see, like, okay, so if you scroll down, look at how good and perfect yours is. No spikes. No, there was nothing spiking. You have nothing coming up above in that big like whoo, like I totally did. So that's why my score.
My score today is 89, which is
so really initial thoughts that I have after seeing the meals that I've eaten and the stuff and things that are kind of confirming for me now is I've got to like carbs and sugar are a kryptonite for me, whereas for you it's not quite as bad.
Yeah, so you can see. So here's my 6 size or score 6 for my thing.
That's right.
Well, then at like what 2:45, I was hungry, and so I actually I said I had 3 slices of cheese and a cup of milk.
And you got a 9 out of that.
And so I did that, and I scanned it in and everything, and then later after the 2 hours of metabolizing, I got a 9 out of 10 with my cheese.
And the only thing that I've gotten a 9 on is raw cauliflower.
So I think the thing that's interesting is for me, like I'm sort of notoriously, I don't know what, like my genes are like that, a little bit more like lethargy, like a little bit more tired all the time. Now I've been able to curb that over my own lifetime with just like exercise and like trying to eat a little bit better. So it hasn't really plagued me in the last several years, but it does. I know that sort of is in me, is like I sleep really easily, I sleep deeply, and I like to
Confirmed.
sleep. So
Witness.
all that being said, I'm now super fascinated to see this because I'm like, okay, so does that mean daily do I need a little bit more sugar to keep me going? Now I'm not a coffee drinker. I don't really have like lots of sweets during the day, but if I'm craving that, but I know I shouldn't have sugar, I'll go to like a cheese or a dairy or something like that, and maybe that's better for me. I don't know. And then I had at dinner time, just before 6 o'clock, we had a cauliflower pizza and some carrots. And normally you'd think that's gross, but the ones I had a friend
suggest, we found at Costco, it's super good,
and it's actually pretty yummy. So thanks, Jen. Shout out. I liked that one. And then we had popcorn.
And you got like an 8 on that. And again, I wish I would know how the cauliflower pizza affected me, but I was calibrating my second sensor.
You had to wait for it to calibrate.
Because you have to wait like an hour after you put it in. And so anyways, my first day was all screwy. So I'm banking on the fact that my 50 might have something to do with the fact that it was all over the place, because
it's probably true. And then the last thing I was going to mention was that really way too late at night, I had a dessert roll, like a chocolate roll. And with all the kids, we were watching movies and everyone got one. And I was like, I'm having one. 10:30 at night. And it's like, it just gives me like a note, eat this, which I know. But anyway, it spiked me higher than my line. So let me show that thing. That was, at the end of the day, it definitely gave me a spike that was more so than I should have been. So then when I woke up this morning, it was really, really interesting to see how I did in my sleep, like during my fasting time. And I actually ended up being super low. So here's my this is during my sleep period. And I went way down. So I'm super curious for day 2 to see whether did it crash because of my super late night sugar rush, or do I just go low at night and that's why I wake up,
go into hibernation mode.
And I'm like, I don't know, like I'm still sleepy when I wake up sometimes. So anyway,
first impressions. There you go. So I'm excited to see exactly what day 2 has to offer. We'll update as we find some interesting stuff.
I was gonna scan it now. Yeah, I was gonna scan it right now. So I did that. Hold it up to my arm.
And it triggers.
Makes that little sound.
I'm
low.
You're like low again.
Yeah, I'm low. That's the first time I've ever seen that.
I'm curious. We just ate lunch
now,
too. I'm at 88, which is normal. That's like right smack in the happy zone. So that's good, considering we ate lunch a half hour ago.
So, but see, this is what's super interesting, right? It's like, who would have known that? I mean, I would have thought that I actually like have too much sugar just because I kind of crave it. But now I see this kind of stuff and I'm like, maybe I'm craving it because I need it.
That's right.
So, anyway.
We're never going to eat together again.
We don't share food well. I'm always like sneaking in candy into the basket at the grocery store, and he's like, "We can't have this kind of stuff in the house." I'm like, "Speak for yourself."
Anyways, good stuff. Thanks. Good update. We'll come back with more.
You can see barely through my shirt there. There it is.
Yes.
You can see yours.
That's just my bulging muscle.